Welcome back, everybody, to the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise here on MLB The Show 20. As today, we've got a really exciting episode coming your way. I've been super excited about this one for a long time, and this is definitely going to be a really fun one. So get your popcorn ready, get your drink, because we're going to have a ton of fun today. Currently, our Pirates are 15-9. We're playing pretty good baseball so far, preparing for a series here at the end of April against the Dodgers, who have underperformed. They're only 9-15. But it's still the LA Dodgers. You cannot be underprepared for them. They are obviously one of the top organizations in the game with a super stacked roster with a plethora of great players. So today we're going to be making multiple pretty big moves. As you can see, the lineup is solid. We do have a minor hole at second base and left field. So why not change that real quick? We're going to call some players up from the minors. And not just any players. We're going to start at the top prospect in baseball. Wander Franco will be moved up from AAA. Franco was acquired in an offseason trade with the Tampa Bay Rays, and the plan was, assuming he started the year off well in AAA, he would be called up to the majors, and that's exactly what's happened. So Wander Franco will move up to the bigs, but he's not the only one. Pablo Cairo will be joining him. Cairo is the number 12 prospect in baseball, I want to say. He was our first-round pick in the Season 2 draft, like 5th overall, I think. He was very good in AA last year, and the plan was this year, as long as he would start the season off well, he would be called up to the big leagues, and that is exactly what's happened. Our other main top prospect, Santiago Usuna, is another guy who I've been planning on calling up soon. He is injured. He isn't going to be hurt for very long. He'll be perfectly healthy in about a week or so. He didn't perform all that well in spring training, unlike Wander Franco and Pablo Cairo. So I think we're going to have Usuna in the minors for a little bit longer. Probably by the time May ends, he'll be up in the big leagues for sure. So Usuna won't have to wait too much longer. But as long as he can continue to play well in AAA, he'll get the call up. So here's a little breeze through the Major League players' stats, by the way. Franco will hit 6th against righties. Cairo will hit 7th. And then versus lefties, Cairo will hit leadoff and Franco will hit 2nd. So both of them will be at the top of the order. We only had 24 players in the majors, and you're allowed to have 26. So we were able to call up Franco and Cairo, and we don't have to call anybody down right now. Now, obviously, eventually, when Travis Swaggerty gets healthy in about a month or so, and when Santiago Usuna gets called up within the next month or so, we are going to have to send a few players down. But for right now, we don't have to make any corresponding roster moves, which I do think is good. Then, obviously, the lineup's been playing very well. Uno Cruz, Benny Ling, Josh Bell, they've all played well this year. And then the pitching rotation, it's been a mixed bag. Jordan Yamamoto's doing really well. Jameson Taillon's been, Mitch Keller, not quite as good as last year. Julio Urias has struggled. The bullpen has actually been very good, pretty much head to toe, for the most part. Will Smith and Pedro Baez have very high whips, but I mean, I'm not super concerned about that as long as they're not allowing runs. So a player I'd like to go in depth about real quick is Benny Ling. He had a great rookie season last year, 36 home runs at about 280, nearly 100 RBIs. And this year, he has just gone on another level. Benny Ling has been the best hitter in baseball this year. He has 11 home runs, which leads the majors by a pretty considerable margin. He's the only player in the big leagues with double-digit dingers, 27 RBIs, a walk-to-strikeout ratio nearly at 1, 358 batting average, OPS above 1,200. I mean, he's had a phenomenal year, and he's only a platoon player. He only starts against righties, which I think is the craziest part in all of this. Benny Ling is currently second in the MVP race behind Christian Yelich. Josh Bell, by the way, is in third for the MVP vote. Josh Bell has had another great start to the year. He continues to be dominant. He has finished in the top 2 for MVP every single season of this series. Obviously, he won it one year. He's finished in second twice now. So, Josh Bell continues to be a superstar. Benny Ling is currently second in the majors and all-star votes behind Christian Yelich. I honestly thought Benny Ling would be first. I mean, come on. Who does not want to see a 20-year-old kid from Japan who had a great rookie year? I mean, he has a sick name, Benny Ling, Benny Bombs, Big Ding Ling. I'm sorry, Christian Yelich, but you're not as cool. It's just that simple. So here we go. This is the final game of the series against the Dodgers. Now, Wander Franco and Pablo Cairo did not play in the first 2 games. We did call them up before the series started. Neither of them have played. I made sure that I quick managed both games just to make sure they wouldn't play, just because I really wanted to choose this game in particular. I mean, it's a day game, prime time. The whole world gets to see these two new stars for us. On the mound today is former Dodger Julio Urias, who's had a pretty bad year. In 5 starts, he has 5 no decisions, but the ERA speaks for himself. He has not been good. As 1-2-3 inning, all 3 of the Dodgers' outs were grounders to Wander Franco at second. That's pretty good, and Franco fielded all 3 of them cleanly. He's been a shortstop his whole career, so there's a little bit of an adjustment factor going to second base. Dustin May gets the start for the Dodgers as a hair enthusiast. He has a nice head of hair. Runner on here for Oneil Cruz. That ball is hit high, pretty deep, into left center field, and it's out of here. Oneil Cruz goes deep for his 8th home run of the season. Oneil Cruz coming off a phenomenal second season last year. He's really playing well so far this year again, which is great to see. As later in the first inning, Wander Franco up at the plate, and that one will drop for a hit. Franco's first at-bat of his career is going to be an extra base hit. However, he would not be able to get the RBI. Dylan Carlson is gunned down at home, so a very interesting first at-bat to say the least for Wander Franco. Pirates lead it 2-0, but that'll change with one swing of the bat as David Bodie leads off the top of the second inning with a solo shot to right, his 6th home run of the campaign, and the Dodgers will bring it down to 2-1. Later in the inning, Keibert Ruiz will fly out to left. Pablo Cairo makes his first play as a major leaguer. Cairo going to lead the bottom of the second inning off, and just like Wander Franco, his first major league at-bat is a base hit, which is very cool. They are going to show the graphic here for Cairo. They didn't for Franco because of the final out of the inning. So as you can see, Wander Franco and Pablo Cairo both have career batting averages of 1,000. I'm sure that'll change fairly quickly, probably later today, but that's still pretty damn cool if you ask me. Following batter, Francisco Mejia up at the plate. That's going to be a double. Cairo has some wheels. He's going home, and he would be safe, so Pablo Cairo will score. That's a triple for Francisco Mejia, and the Pirates now lead it 3-1. The lineup is hitting the ball well so far today. Brian Reynolds now up at the plate with 1 out. That's a fly out to left. Francisco Mejia would tag for home, and he would score safely standing up. Pittsburgh now leads it 4-1. On at the top of the third, Kike Hernandez up at the plate, leading the inning off. He's going to get that one nearly over the fence out in center. That'll drop for extra bases. Probably could have been a triple, if we're being honest, but Kike decides to stay at second for a double. A few batters later, 2-2 count for Drew Jackson. Hits that one into center. Reynolds makes the nice play, ending the inning. Score remains 4-1, with Pittsburgh having the upper hand as we move to the bottom of the third. Josh Bell up at the plate, going to lead it off, and Bell hits this one deep into right field, and it will drop fair. Bell rounding first, headed to second. The throw is close, but he is safe, so quickly a runner in scoring position. The Pirates are really hitting the ball well off of Dustin May. 3-1 count now for Wander Franco with 1 out and 2 runners on. Fly out to center. There goes his career batting average of 1,000. Bell would tag up successfully, but still unfortunate to see Cairo be out there. Pablo Cairo as well would go out, striking out on a very bad curveball. That was ugly. Ending the inning, score remains 4-1 as we go to the 4th inning. Former NL MVP Cody Bellinger going to strike out. DJ Peters now up to the plate. He's going to go down as well on the slider. Julio Urias starting to pitch well as we're now in the 5th inning, by the way. Following batter, Keibert Ruiz going to go down swinging in the dirt. Didn't catch anything with that bait because he was going fishing. Bottom 5 now, Dustin May still chilling. Oneil Cruz, who had the home run earlier, going to open up the inning with a base hit. That one gets past the right fielder. Cruz headed for second, and he would be tagged, but not in time for a double to open up the inning. So quickly a runner in scoring position. The Dodgers will make a pitching change as Zach Britton now into the game. Didn't he change the spelling of his first name from Z-A-C-H to Z-A-C-K? Like, no offense to Mr. Britton, but who does that? What room do I have to talk? Zach Britton's a major league pitcher, and he's a pretty good one at that, as he gets Wander Franco to fly out. Top of the 6th now, Freddie Galvis, the pinch hitter. He's just a window shopper. Say it with me, kids, because he's just looking. Drew Jackson now up at the plate with 2 outs. He goes down looking as well. That pitch was right down Main Street. As Julio Urias with 6 very solid innings. We go to the bottom of the frame. Chris Davinski is now in for the Dodgers. He's had a busy start to the season this year. His first batter is Pablo Cairo, and that'll be a weak fly out to the shortstop. The main difference between Cairo and Franco is Pablo Cairo strikes out a lot more. His vision isn't as good as Wander Franco's, but other than that, they're both very balanced hitters when it comes to contact and power. They're both on defense, and they both run the base as well. As we go to the 7th inning, 1 out, bases loaded, and the Pirates will get out of the jam. 6-4-3 double play. I would have to assume Julio Urias' day would end after that one. As we move to the bottom of the frame, Caleb Ferguson is in for the Dodgers. 2 outs here for Josh Bell. He is swinging at the very high fastball. Not a great pitch to swing at. As we go to the 8th inning, the Pirates are going to keep Julio Urias in for a little bit. As here's Kevin Newman, the former Pirate. These two players were actually traded for each other. Kevin Newman and Trevor Williams went to the Dodgers for Urias a couple off seasons ago. As he flies out, I can't see Julio Urias going 9 innings. Dylan Floro is now in for the Dodgers as we lead the bottom of the 8th inning off. Big Ling. Benny Ling going to open up the inning with a single. Quiet game for Benny Ling for the most part. That's his first hit of the day. Wander Franco now up with Ling on second. Rips this one into center field. That'll drop for a hit. As Benny Ling headed home, and he would be out. Wander Franco could have driven in 2 runs, but both players were tagged out at home. Isn't that depressing? Pablo Cairo now up at the plate with 2 outs. That ball is crushed. Deep in the left, and it is out of here. Pablo Cairo with his first of hopefully many Major League home runs in his debut. Have yourself a first game, kiddo. 2 for 4 with a 2-run shot. What a game for Pablo Cairo as his teammates giving him the silent treatment in the bench. There they go. Congratulating Cairo. Pablo Cairo, a 19-year-old native of Venezuela. He is still 19 years old, and let me tell you, he's going to have a big season this year. On to the top of the 9th, another former Dodger, Pedro Baez, is in the game. He was not in that Julio Urias trade. He was signed this past offseason by the Pirates as he would not pitch too well in this one. 2 runners out, runner on first for Matt Beatty, who goes deep into right. He's going to be doing some beating after that one, and I'm not talking about beating women. I'm talking about beating something else. As Ken Giles will now enter the game for the final 3rd of the inning, as it'll be a fly out to left. It's only fitting that Pablo Cairo puts the bow on this one as the Pittsburgh Pirates end up sweeping the Los Angeles Dodgers, winning this game by a score of 6-3. Urias with the win. Dustin May with the loss. Ken Giles, who only pitched against 1 batter, will get the save. Wander Franco and Pablo Cairo were both outstanding in their debuts today. Franco goes 2 for 4 with a double, a single, and I think he scored twice. No, he only scored once. Did he? Yeah, no, he only scored once because he was out on his first hit. Franco should have had 2 RBIs, but got unlucky. Both runners were thrown out at home. And then Pablo Cairo, 2 for 4. He scored twice with a single in the second and then a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 8th inning. So it's good to see both of those guys playing well. They're going to be mainstays in the lineup probably for the rest of the series, barring anything crazy. So these are 2 players that I am really excited about, and I hope you guys are really excited about too. So for what it's worth, Benny Ling, who won National League Rookie of the Month every month last year, now is a second-year player. He wins National League Player of the Month. That's pretty cool if you ask me. So about a week later, the Pirates heading out to Philadelphia to take on their in-state foes, the Philadelphia Phillies, who are currently 16-14. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, is 19-11 on the season. Both Wander Franco and Pablo Cairo would play today. As you can see, Pablo Cairo, for like 5 games, is hitting .600. Yeah, he has had quite the start to his Major League career. Wander Franco as well, playing pretty well for the most part. I think Cairo went deep in his second game as well, which I want to say was against the Nationals. Franco, no home runs, no RBIs yet. as another young bright star, Spencer Howard, on the mound today for the Phillies. Runner on for O'Neal Cruz. So that one will drop for a hit. Pirates lineup starting pretty well here in this one. 2 runners on, no outs for Josh Bell, who grounds this one to first. That'll be a 3-6-2 double play. Remember last year at Citizens Bank Park, when we watched these two teams play against each other, Josh Bell hit 3 dingers. We'll see if he can have a fraction of that tonight. The ace, Jameson Taillon, gets the start for the Pirates. The ERA is a bit high for an ace, but I mean, you can't complain with a 3. That's a good number to have. Yoan Moncada opens up the inning striking out. Bryce Harper now up at the plate. And that ball deep into right field, no doubt about it, into the seats for a 2-run shot. This Phillies lineup is scary. You got Bryce Harper as the 3-hitter. You want to know who the cleanup hitter is? Joey Gallo. And Gallo mashes it into right for a solo shot. Phillies go back-to-back with Harper and Gallo, 2 of the most intimidating hitters in all of baseball. If you're an opposing pitcher, you don't want to face against them, especially when they're hitting back-to-back in the same lineup. Yoan Moncada strikes out again. So does Michael Brantley here. That one in the dirt. Mejia will throw him out at first. And we move on to the top of the third. 2 outs for Brian Reynolds. He's going to go Oppo-Poppo. Reynolds thinking about second. He will dig for second, and he would be safe. So now there's a runner in scoring position for Pittsburgh. They have an opportunity to capitalize and potentially bring the lead down a little bit. O'Neal Cruz is up, and he would do exactly that. Cruz, shop and gap. In a left center field, the Dominican Republic Slenderman will get the RBI double, and it is now 3-1. We've seen 3-1 leads been blown in the past in sports. We'll see if that happens here today. Bottom 3, Bryce Harper going to lead it off. He went deep in his last at-bat. This one barely gets off his bat, but Harper makes a nice hustle to first, and he is safe. Joey Gallo now up. He strikes out. Big out for Jameson Taillon. JT Realmuto now up. Grounds this one over to Benny Ling. To Franco, to Bell. 5-4-3 double play. The Pirates infield is more chemistry than a science project, and we move to the 4th inning. Speaking of Wander Franco, he strikes out there. Bottom 4 now, Scott Kingery leading it off for the Phillies, and he better double-check that swing. Following batter, Ryan Burke goes down looking on the outside, 12-6 curve. After that pretty bad first inning, Jameson Taillon is pitching a lot better. 5th inning now, Francisco Mejia leading it off. That one will scrape over the fence into the seats. Citizens Bank Ballpark is rather hitters friendly. Mejia's 4th home run of the season. It's been a down year for Mejia, especially contact-wise. I don't think he's hitting over 200. O'Neal Cruz now up. Look at that play. Reese Hopkins trying to jump in the air like he's Michael Jordan. Bottom 5, Bryce Harper. He will strike out. On to the 6th inning now. Josh Bell. He performs well at this ballpark, and he's going to show it here as Bell deep into right center. It's gone, and this game is going to be tied up at 3. Bell's 9th home run of the season, nearly 420 feet. Not quite. Pitching change for the Phillies. It's the lefty, Christopher Sanchez, now in. He's had a very good season. Sub-2 ERA, currently 3-0 for what it's worth. And Sanchez's inning would be rather successful as he gets Mejia to fly out to second. The play would be made, ending the inning by Ryan Burke. And we move to the bottom of the 6th. Reese Hopkins going to lead things off, and that ball is hit like a missile. O'Neal Cruz, however, with an incredible defensive play. However, the throw is a little bit off, and that would actually be ruled an error. I think that's disrespectful. I think that should be ruled a base hit. I think O'Neal Cruz made a really nice play there. You can't blame him. Inning would end as a grounder to second right there. Franco flips it to short, and we go to the top of the 7th inning. The pinch hitter, Andrew Mccutchen, going to lead things off. He strikes out. Former Philly, by the way. He did play with this Phillies team for a couple seasons. O'Neal Cruz now up, and he is more blind than Helen Keller. I don't know what he was swinging at. Got fooled on the slider by Christopher Sanchez as we move to the bottom of the inning. Michael Gibbons now in for Pittsburgh. His ERA was very good throughout the month of April. I don't know what's happened. It's fallen off a cliff as he gets Ryan Burke to strike out. Michael Brantley now up. Single into right field. The bases are now loaded as the runner will not test the arm of Dylan Carlson. So 1 out. Bases are juiced for Bryce Harper. He strikes out. having Harper and Gallo back-to-back in this situation is very scary, and Michael Gibbons would get out of the inning. Bryce Harper obviously striking out. He was visibly upset. Joey Gallo flies out to left. Michael Gibbons, you are a very lucky man right now. On to the next inning, Rangers Suarez is now in for the Phils. 2 runners out for Wander Franco, and that one is going to be grounded to short. Nice play by Scott Kingery. However, Franco is safe, and they would rule that one a base hit. Benny Ling safe at third. So now 2 runners on, 2 outs for Pablo Cairo. Hits this one fairly nicely into right. Harper is there to make the catch, ending the inning. Game is still tied at 3 as we move to the bottom of the inning. Wander Suero is now in for Pittsburgh. He's had a very good season. Mainly used as a setup guy in Washington, now a middle reliever at the Pirates, and he is excelling. So he gets Scott Kingery to strike out. We move to the 9th. Get Brian Hayes up at the plate. Gets this one past the gloves of the third baseman and the shortstop for a hit. Hayes is on with 1 out. Can the Pirates try to take the lead? Reynolds now up. Grounds this one right to third. Moncada to Burke to Hoskins. 5-4-3 double play, and we move to the 9th inning. Will the Phillies walk it off, or will we go to extras? Will Smith is in the game, by the way, for the Pirates. It didn't show the graphic, but whatever. As a single right there for Yoan Moncada. Bryce Harper now up. Weak dribbler to short. Nice play by O'Neal Cruz to end the inning. And through 9, we're not done yet. Tied at 3, we need extras. Robert Stock is now in for the Phillies in 1/3 of an inning this season. He has an infinite ERA. Well, his infinity ERA would be no more. He goes a full inning without allowing any runs. So good for you, Mr. Stock. Hopefully we can buy some stock into your game. That was a really bad pun. Joey Gallo strikes out. Here's JT Realmuto now up. Lines this one to first. Bell makes the play. 10th inning over. Score remains tied at 3 as we move on now to the 11th inning. Hector Neris is now in for the Phillies. I'm not a Phillies fan, but I know for a fact Hector Neris is usually not all that good in big game situations. So maybe the Pirates will capitalize or have a 1-2-3 inning, and it will be the latter. As Mejia flies out to center, Gallo makes the play. Raisel Iglesias is now in for the Pirates as we're in the bottom of the 11th. Ryan Burke is up. Lines this one down the line and left, and it's fair. The speedy Burke gets a double. So now one of the faster players on this team is in scoring position with 1 out. 2 go on for Johan Urania, who entered the game for Yoan Moncada, I guess as a pinch fielder or a pinch runner at one point. He strikes out. Sir Anthony Dominguez is now in for the Phillies here in the 12th inning. He's had a pretty good season up to this point. He's actually been their main closer. Pinch hitter Tony Kemp leading the inning off, and Kemp gets this one off the wall in a right field, and that'll be a quick double for the Pirates with nobody out. Tony Kemp is in scoring position, and this is Pittsburgh's opportunity to shine. Full count here for Josh Bell. He gets fooled on the high fastball, expecting it to curve down. It does not, and we go to the bottom of the 12th. Pedro Baez is now in for the Pirates. He's not had a great season this year. He does get Joey Gallo to strike out as we move to the top of the 13th. Will this game ever end? Wander Franco up at the plate. That one will be caught and left by Michael Brantley as we move to the bottom of the 13th. Baez still in. Philly's going to try to end it, and that'll help. Carlson makes a bad play on the ball. That'll be, instead of a single, a triple for the Phillies. Now there's a runner 90 feet away from home. That was Reese Hopkins with the hit. JT Realmuto now going to draw a walk. Scott Kingery up at the plate. He draws a walk as well. And the bases are loaded with nobody out for Ryan Burke. And that one will drop in a right for a base hit. And after 13 innings, this one is over. Hoskins will score. The bad defensive play by Carlson doesn't really come back to bite the Pirates in the butt, if we're being honest, because he would have advanced to third anyway. And the Phillies win it by a score of 4-3. The Phillies only scored their 3 runs in the first inning, did not score after that until the 13th, but they are still able to win. Baez gets the loss. That last inning was nothing short of an absolute disaster. The Pirates could not hit the ball well in the extra innings. The Phillies pitched quite well today. 3 runs on 12 hits is fairly solid, but the Pirates' bats were not great when they needed to. So that on the episode, we did a little bit more simming. Currently 21-15, as you can tell, a very close race in the division. The Cubs are also 21-15, and the Brewers are 22-16. So once again, it'll be a battle between these three teams, which should be fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. I'm out. Peace.